What I know? Remember when Snoop Dogg told that kid, baby boy, F your fort? Yeah, he meant that. Recently, Snoop Dogg was on his Giving podcast, and he told a story about how he took his grandkids to see the movie Lightyear a few years ago. And in the scene, one of the scenes in the movie, there was a same-sex couple with a child. And his grandkid had questions like, Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman? And Snoop Dogg had a couple replies I'm going to read you verbatim. Like, now y'all throwing me in this. These are kids. We got to show them this at this age. They putting it everywhere. They going to ask questions. I'm scared to go to the movies now. Unquote. I just want to go ahead and say on record that we are now collectively living long enough to see hip hop become the old hypocritical man on the porch. The reason why I say that, because I distinctly remember as a child when Snoop Dogg and a lot of other gangster rappers came about, there was a huge opposition against them because you were poisoning our youth. And their counter to that collectively was, we are just talking about the reality that the world is afraid to see. Fast forward, and now some of these people have grown old enough to now want to prevent a lot of realities because gay people are still existing. I mean, when I was 8 years old, if you would have asked me in 2020s, what's something I'm for sure that I'm going to see, I would have told you hands down, flying cars. We are going to see flying cars. And here we are, 2020 something, and there is no flying car, but we are still having the same gay conversation because, shocker, they exist. I told you before I became full-time in this media thing, full-time as a writer, I was working as a full-time youth counselor, and I used to always have sessions with parents and kids, especially kids who were struggling with their sexuality, and the parents had concerns like, I don't want this kid to go home to his younger sibling and thinking the way they living is cool. I don't know what kind of stuff they're going to be watching on TV. And what I used to say to those parents is, would you prefer to see on screen Disney show you a loving family that is same sex, or would you prefer girl on girl action from Girls Gone Wild that Snoop Dogg actually used to show it? You see, when I see things like this, and when I hear it in a humorous fashion, it still sounds a little bit anger or resentful to me when I hear the they're putting it everywhere thing. And I'm not even really on the parents at this time, because what I'm really on is I really feel that a lot of these people who feel this way are really using kids as a shield to hide behind their BS. Because what do you say to a child that's watching a Lightyear film and they have two same-sex parents and they actually enjoying seeing the representation on screen? Or what do you say that's actual normal? What do you want to say when your child has a best friend named Timmy in elementary school and Timmy got two moms and Timmy has two dads? Are you going to tell them, please take your normalcy somewhere else because I'm not ready to have that conversation with my child yet? Nah. What it really is that you're hiding behind the BS and you're using the youth for that because you haven't worked out those internal issues within yourself. And that's why my eyebrow always go up when I hear these type of conversations, especially in this new era that we're living in, because there's plenty of resources for you to go as a parent or a parental figure to go get that type of assistance to have that conversation. Because news flash, I get it. You want to be the one to talk to your kid. You want to be the one to introduce it. But kids are always going to come in with questions. They are always going to be the one that's going to come in a slight bit confused. It is not going to be something that you're going to be able to prevent. But I'm not on you. I'm on the people that are using parents or using the fact that they happen to be a parent as an excuse for their BS. Because what it really comes down to is that you have an issue that gayness has been around just as long as straightness. And it's not a struggling conversation that you're having with your child or your grandkids. It's a struggling conversation that you need to have with yourself, but not too out loud, because otherwise a gay cop is going to come get you and drive you off the Brokeback Mountain.